All right. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to day 5 of our Miracle Week 3. I am super excited to be here with everybody tonight. And of course, you know who I am by now. This is Chanel Cooper Sykes. And I'm really happy and excited about all of the wonderful information that we have been sharing together over the last couple of days during our Miracle Week. Now, I don't know about you, but there has been some supernatural, extraordinary, and amazing miracles happening in my life. Stuff that I just wasn't even expecting just coming into my life. I actually received a couple of emails today from several different people wanting to sow into me and wanting to just give into me for no reason at all. And I just said, you know what, thank you, God. I am so happy and so grateful to receive. And so I received a money miracle today, and I'm super excited about it, not just because I received a money miracle, but because I'm going to take that money from that money miracle and I'm going to bless somebody else with it. And so I can't wait to be a blessing to somebody else because somebody chose to be a blessing to me. So amen. I'm super excited about that. And thank you so much to those people who made a choice to sow into me today. Trust me, you just sowed into some very fertile ground. And so you should expect your harvest very soon. So before we jump into tonight's information, we are going to recite today's money mantra. And it's not in the journal actually, but I'm just going to recite it here. And it's a really simple money mantra. And I want you to just say this out loud, feel this in your soul, speak it with conviction, and believe this with all of your heart. So stand to your feet. I'm going to read it first, and then you can go ahead and repeat after me. You guys ready? Here we go. I deserve and desire to earn more money. More money is coming to me now, and I am worth it. Really simple. I deserve and desire to earn more money. Money is coming to me now, and I am worth it. A really simple mantra, but a very powerful mantra as we are speaking and declaring that I deserve money. Deserving money, knowing that you are worth it and worthy of it. And the word deserve within itself, I want you to write this down somewhere. The word deserve, it literally means to serve, to reap what you have served. Think about that. Deserve means to reap what you have served. And so if you have been a person of service, if you've been working, if you've been giving, if you've been showing up every day at your job, giving your all, going the extra mile, doing excellent work, giving excellent service, being a wonderful worker or a wonderful contribution to the world and what it is that you're giving, providing a great product, right, being at the top of your game, then that means you've been serving out something amazing. So therefore you deserve something amazing in return. And so you must learn how to operate from this place of expectation and knowing that you deserve all of the money that belongs to you by divine right. And so we're going to say this one more time. I deserve and I desire to earn more money. Right? I deserve and I desire to earn more money. Money is coming to me now. It's coming to me right now. And I am worth it, being worth it, and knowing that you are worth earning more money, managing more money, having more money, sowing more money, giving more money than you have today. It's something that you have to think about every day, that today I am more worthy and even more valuable than I was yesterday. So your money should always be growing, just like your mind, your body, your soul, and your spirit. All right? So today, our final day of Miracle Week is all about elevating your money. Elevating your money, your income, your finances, and your mindset. We talked about a lot of different things over the last couple of days. Here in Miracle Week, and we've learned about money is energy and how to sow money and getting our money habits in the right place and really taking a look at our past and taking a look at the things that we've created for ourselves financially. And yesterday we had a very powerful lesson, which I'm going to recap here in just a second, but we learned some really powerful things. But one of the number one focuses that I want you to have moving forward after learning all of this amazing stuff is that your money must always grow. Your money must always grow. And in order for your money to always grow, then you always have to grow. And so oftentimes we focus on shrinking, right? We want to shrink when it comes to our money. We want to penny pinch. We want to live on a budget. We want to clip coupons. We want to save money. We want to shop on the sale rack. We want to say we can't get this today. We want to say, oh, not yet, not now. I don't have enough. I can't do it, right? We got to live small right now, live within our means, pay off our debt, and, live within those parameters of what our job allows us to do. That's how the majority of the world operates. But I want you to think about this for a moment. Why would you shrink when the rest of the world is expanding? Every single thing in the world is expanding. The world is progressively growing every day. Every day, new products are created. Every day, new value is created. Every day, companies are adding to their products and services. Rent is going up. Mortgage rates are going up. Gas prices are going up. Gross prices in the grocery store are going up. The cost to get your hair and your nails done is going up, right? Everything in the world is expanding. So why would you shrink? Why would you choose to think and to live small when the cost of living is inflating and increasing? See, what you want to do is you want to create the mindset where your money, your value, your service, your bank account, your legacy, your name expands and grows and inflates, right? Your bank account inflates as the world does. And so that is the mindset that you want to have when it comes to your money and your finances. And so we learned yesterday about what to do with a dollar. All right, we learned what to do with a dollar, and I was so grateful and so excited to have Mr. Imonitier, the love of my life, come on yesterday and share with you guys how to manage your money and exactly what to do with a dollar. And he shared some very critical knowledge and information with you guys yesterday. Something that if we were taught this in school and if we were taught this from our parents from a young age, many of us could be millionaires by now. Many of us could be financially free by now. Many of us could be in a completely different place finance-wise by now if we just really learned how to manage $1, right? But unfortunately, society doesn't teach us that. The school doesn't teach us that. Our parents doesn't teach us that. They teach us how to save. They teach us how to, get into debt, take out loans, student loans, how to live small, penny pinch, live on a budget. But they don't teach us, here is what you actually do with a dollar, right? They give us a lot of information. They give us the what, but they don't give us the how. And so the what to do with a dollar is the how, actually, to get to that place of financial freedom. And I know we had a lot of questions yesterday about the what to do with a dollar. And one of the biggest things that I heard from a lot of people yesterday was, what if I don't have money like that? I don't have enough money to separate my money into 6 different accounts. I don't have enough money to give. I don't have enough money to put into a blow account, a me account. I don't have enough money to tithe. I don't have enough money to put 30% of my income away to investments. I don't have enough money to do that. But I am here to tell you, and I'm here to say, that if you don't have enough money to do that, that's why you need to do that. Because if you don't do that, you will never get to the place where you can do that, right? It's kind of a catch-22. And so where do you start? Right? Because, of course, the 6 things to do with a dollar, it sounds so big, like I've got to have all this money in the bank so that I can separate my money. No, the way that you start is you start with what you have. Literally, start with $1 and start today, right? So I want to recap really quickly the 6 things that we talked about yesterday on what to do with a dollar. All right, you should have these written down in your notes, but if not, you can write it down again here. All right, here we go. 6 things to do with a dollar. So the very first thing that you want to do, and when I say 6 things to do with a dollar, what I mean is every time you get a direct deposit, every time you get a check, every time someone hands you money, every time you get a sale, anytime money enters into your life, these are the first 6 things that you need to do with that dollar immediately and in this order. This is so important that you do it in this order. When you start doing it out of order, it's easy for you to get out of balance, and then your discipline can begin to decrease, okay? So the very first thing that you want to do, 10% goes to myself. Remember yesterday, we tapped on our chest, thyself. Pay thyself first. Thyself is the most important vessel in your own life. It's you, your mind, your life, your happiness, your joy, your peace, your legacy. It is you, the most important thing in your life. And so 10% needs to go to yourself no matter what. I don't care how many bills are past due. I don't care how much money you owe. I don't care what's going on in the world. You need to pay yourself first. And you need to have an account that's labeled me. Okay? Now, what you do with the you account is up to you. Now, I highly suggest if you have not gotten to the point financially to where you're flowing freely in your finances and you can blow money at your leisure, that you use your me money to make you better. So you use your me money on education, on courses, on your diet, eating healthy foods, investing in a personal trainer, investing in anything that you need for your health, for your physical body. Maybe, for example, I have a girlfriend of mine who has been doing this 6 things to do with the dollar for a while, and she finally got $2,500 saved up into her what to do with the dollar. What to do. I'm getting tongue-tied here. Excuse me. She had $25 saved up in her me account from learning the what to do with the dollar training. And what she decided to do was to buy a new bed. She needed a new bed, a new mattress. She was sleeping on a really old mattress. She wasn't getting any sleep at night. She was waking up with cramps in her neck every day, and it was hindering her health. And so she decided to go buy herself a new mattress, right? So your me account can be for anything. Or if you've gotten to the point where your cash flow is flowing, you're doing great financially, and you want to blow it on yourself and go to the mall and buy yourself a bag, some shoes, get your hair done, splurge on yourself, you do that and you feel good about it knowing that you deserve it. All right, so that's first is your me account. Pay myself first. The second thing that you do with your money is you tithe or you give to charity. Now, I me personally like to look at 1 and 2 kind of the same, and me personally, I give first, right? So these two can go hand in hand. But whatever you choose or wherever you choose to give your money, if you want to tithe it into the church that you are a member with, if you want to give it to a charity, to an organization, or if you want to sow it into a particular person or give it to a person, you want to always make sure you are giving 10% of your income away, no matter what. And I'll tell you here, that is one of the biggest secrets to increasing your income. One of the biggest secrets to being blessed financially is to be a blessing to somebody else. It's inevitable. It's the law of reaping and sowing. And when you do that, you will be blown away. You won't be able to even wrap your brain around how financially blessed that you will become if you do it consistently. See, here's the trick to tithing and to giving and to sowing. You do it once, okay, cool, that's awesome. You may get blessed financially. But when you create an accumulation of giving and giving and giving and giving, that motion, that movement, you are planting a huge financial garden for yourself. And it will get to the point where the more that you give, the more that will just continue to come back and flow into your life. And so I'm not going to go too deep into tithing or where you should give it or how you should give it. That's a whole other training, because I do believe that there is a certain way that you should sow, but you want to make sure that you are sowing into fertile ground. Okay, and I'm going to share this little secret here with you guys, especially since a few people reached out to me to say that they wanted to give to me and sow into me, which I'm extremely grateful for. Thank you so much for those of you who decided to do that. And I'm sharing this with you not because I want you to sow into me, but I want you to get this lesson here. When you sow into people who are sowing into you, meaning sowing into your knowledge, sowing into your life, helping you with things, teaching you things. So people like maybe a pastor or a life coach or a mentor or someone that you look up to or a teacher or someone who's constantly giving a service of themselves, no matter how much money they have, because usually people who are teachers and who are pastors and who do things where they help a lot of people usually have a lot of money because they're giving so much of their time. So it doesn't matter how much money they have. But when you sow a seed into someone else who is already fertile, meaning they are already abundantly blessed, there's an anointing on their life, there's a financial anointing on their life. When you sow a seed into a person like that, to me, I believe your seed is intensified, it's quadrupled, your seed just becomes a seed of gold, and you wind up getting back almost tenfold of what you would have gotten from giving to someone who may have less. And the reasoning behind that is simply the more that a person has that's constantly giving, the more that they can give. So for example, the person who's a couple of people who sewed into me today, I'm taking that money and I'm going to sew it back into somebody else. Now let's take someone who maybe needs the money, right? And yes, it's always good to sow into someone who needs it. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying just go sow into rich people, right? I'm just giving you a lesson here. But let's say, for example, you sow that money into someone who actually needs it, where they're going to consume that money, use that money for what it is that they need. So the money stops moving once you give it to someone who actually needs it, right? So every now and then, maybe once a month or every quarter or once a year, right? Make it a habit to sow into some sort of spiritual leader, spiritual teacher, a coach, someone that you look up to, or someone. Here's another really great secret here. Sow into someone who is doing what it is that you want to do, or sow into someone who has what it is that you want to have. All right, that's just a little financial sewing secret there. All right, so back to our 6 things to do with $1. So number 2, you give 10% to your tithes and your charity. Number 3 is you give 25% to your life expenses. So this is where your bills, your lights, your gas, your car note, your car insurance, your mortgage, all of those things come out of this 25%. And I know you may be saying only 25%, but yes, only 25%. That is what living within your means. It means that your living expenses fit within 25% of your monthly income, right? Now, what if you're saying, well, I have more expenses than that? Well, you have a choice. You can either eliminate some expenses or you can elevate your income, right? Which is what we're talking about today. So 25% goes into your life expenses, 15% goes into reinvesting. And reinvesting meaning back into your business, back into yourself. And we were specifically talking about entrepreneurs. Now, let's say you're not an entrepreneur and you have a job. Where does this 15% go? Well, the 15% should go back into reinvesting into you, yourself, and or your job to make what it is that you do and contribute to your job even better. So let's say, for example, the reinvesting is you taking a course which will give you a greater skill, which might help you to get a raise within a year, right? Or maybe the reinvesting is for you to go buy some more suits so that you can show up to work looking very polished. And because you're a salesperson, now you have the ability to go out into the field and make more money because you look more polished, right? So the reinvesting is going back into what it is that you do, your business, your job, whatever work that you do so that you can produce more. Okay, so that's the reinvesting. The 5th thing to do is 25% goes to taxes. Now, specifically, what we're talking about when we say 25% goes to taxes, because some of you may be saying, well, I don't pay taxes. I get a refund check, right? Well, Mr. Imoniche said something very interesting yesterday. He said that rich people pay taxes. Rich people pay taxes. When you make a certain amount of money, you have to pay taxes. So you don't look for a refund check. I have not gotten a refund check since I worked at MAC Cosmetics back when I was 19 years old, right? I don't even know what a refund check looks like, right? And so you do have to pay taxes, and you want to make sure, especially as an entrepreneur or someone who makes a certain amount of money, that you are setting aside money for your taxes. Now, I'll say this. If you do have a job and you don't have to pay taxes at the end of the year, still put 25% of your income away. Because can you think about this? When tax time comes, instead of you scrambling around waiting for your little $500 refund or $5,000 refund or $3,000 refund or $20,000 refund from Uncle Sam, you already have $20,000 in the bank. So now you have your 20 grand from Uncle Sam and 20 grand from yourself because of what you put away. Or you've got your 500 from Uncle Sam and 500 from yourself, and you put that together, and now you can use that money to either reinvest or to save or to sow or to do whatever it is that you want to do with it, right? So just think about what your life would be like if you had been putting away 25% of your income into a separate account for taxes, or for doubling your taxes. We'll call that the double your taxes account if you're not an entrepreneur, right? But if you are an entrepreneur, very important for you to put that 25% away. But can you imagine what you would actually physically have today if you had the discipline to be able to do that? All right, and the last 15% goes into your savings and into your investing. And we talked about saving money. I say this sometimes when people go, "What?" I don't believe in saving money. And when I say saving money, meaning putting money in a place where it's stagnant and it doesn't move, right? Money is currency, and currents, they flow, right? So the purpose of money is for it to flow. If your currents aren't flowing, then nothing is moving, nothing is growing. So if you're just putting $100 away under your mattress or in a shoebox or taking it to the bank and putting it in a savings account where you get zero to very teeny tiny little interest on it, barely any interest on it, well, your money's not moving. It's dead energy. And the only thing that you can really do with that energy is you spend it, right? And when you spend money, we've talked about this, it ends, S-P-E-N-D. The last three letters of spend is end. So your money's gone. So you took all this time to stack up money in the bank. So you've been putting $50 away, $100 away, however much money you put away. You've been stacking money and stacking money. And then when it's time to spend it, it's gone. Now you have nothing, right? Versus putting that money away into an account that's moving, an investment account, right? That's moving, and that money is moving for you, and it's bringing more money back in. All right, so no more just saving money. All right, and for those of you who are saying, well, I don't know how to invest, I don't know how to do this, Chanel, this is not my forte, I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, this goes all the way back up to the first thing that you do with your dollar. What do? You invest it in knowledge and education. There's a book called Personal Finances for Dummies. Really, really awesome book. I think it's 20 or 30 bucks at Barnes & Noble. You read that book, it tells you all about investing in different types of accounts and what to do with your money, right? Or you can invest in an accountant, a CPA, or a financial advisor, someone who can help you beyond this. The purpose of teaching you this is to spark some awareness in you so that you can take some action to move forward, all right? So the 6 things to do with a dollar. I'm going to say this one more time. I don't care if you have only $1 or if you have $1 million. This is something that you need to start today. So what you do is you open up 6 different bank accounts, okay? Preferably at the same bank. So when you open up your app, let's say you have Chase or Wells Fargo or whatever bank you bank with, when you open it up, there should be 6 different accounts, and you can label those accounts, and those accounts will say me, give, expenses, investing, taxes, and savings, right? Savings and reinvesting, and that's listed. So every time your direct deposit comes in, you can automate it so that that money is automatically dispersed into those 6 accounts. And so the only accounts that you should really be working with, okay, are your myself account and my expenses account. Myself account and my expenses account. That's where your debit card should be linked to. So when you look at your bank account, you don't see your whole paycheck. You see what it is that you have available to spend. Remember yesterday, we talked about all of your money does not belong to you. All of your money does not belong to you. And when people say, I worked hard for my money, it's not your money, number one. It's God's money, right? It's energy, right? It doesn't belong to you. People have these emotional attachments to, this is my money, give me my money, I want my money. Well, no, God has allowed you to have that money and to have that energy for you to be able to live and do and grow, your life and grow the earth and all that stuff, right? So it's really not yours. So when you think about that, God has given you this money to be able to do things with on this earth. And so you must be responsible with that and separate that money and use your money wisely. All of your money does not belong to you. You will live a life full of financial heartache and strain and struggle if you live from the place of every dollar that comes in is me, mine, and me and mine. Okay? It's not all yours. All right? So that was the 6 things to do with the dollar. And another part of your assignment from yesterday, and we're going to carry it on here today as we're talking about elevating our income, is to really take a look at those expenses. Now, if you did your assignment from the other day, you should have pulled your credit reports. And I'm so proud of all of you. Literally, guys, this is creating something so miraculous that I may not be able to see with my physical eye, but my spirit and in the supernatural, I already know. I already see it. There are some amazing miracles that are happening in the lives of you people who are doing the work. Literally, hundreds of people pulled their credit report the other day. Literally, hundreds of people pulled their credit report the other day and they haven't seen their credit, looked at their credit, wasn't even worried about their credit or whatever the case is. But the fact that you sparked that level of awareness and you faced some of those financial fears, you have begun to cultivate something miraculous in your life. So it's time for you to get into expectation mode and to stay fearless with this and to continue the process. So the homework assignment the other day was for you to pull your credit report. And the water of the day is cucumber, blueberry, and lemon. It was for you to pull your credit report and to pull your bank statements and take a look at the habitual patterns that you have been doing that have been sabotaging you financially. Okay? And if you did that, then by now you should know what expenses you need to cut in your life. All right? There are some things that we do that we just need to kind of cut in our lives, right? So, for example, maybe you need to cut that cable off. All right? Or maybe you need to cut off martini night with the girls. Maybe you need to cut off, the expensive hairdos, right? Or maybe you need to cut off something that is preoccupying your time that's preventing you from achieving your goals and reaching your dreams. Right? So it's not all about cutting things off to live from a place of lack. It could be sacrificing some things so that you can get focused on moving ahead and moving forward in your life. And so in your journal, there's a little space where it says expenses to cut. So you're going to write down your expenses to cut. Now, I'm going to share this with you. Do not cut expenses that are adding value to your life. Do not cut expenses that are adding value to your life. So for example, if you're taking a course and that course is teaching you a new skill, you don't say, well, I can't take this class anymore because I've got to cut back on my expenses. No, you cut the cable off. You don't cut off your class. You cut off the cable, right? Or let's say, for example, you are working out and you're working on your body and your grocery bill is a little bit more, right? You don't say, well, I've got to stop eating my fresh organic fruits and vegetables and food because I've got to cut back. No, you stop getting your nails done. Right? Or you stop doing something that has nothing to do with adding value. So really think about what it is that you are cutting before you cut it. You want to cut the dead weight, all right? But you want to keep the things that are adding value to you, all right? The next question there in your journal is expenses to add. What expenses should you add? Now, some of you need to add a class or two in your life. Some of you need to create the expense of taking a class. Some of you entrepreneurs need to create the expense of spending money on advertising for your business. Some of you need to create the expense of hiring a personal trainer, hiring a nutritionist, spending some more money at the grocery store to get fresh and organic fruits and vegetables, right? So there may be an expense that you need to add. Those of you who are life coaches, teachers, entrepreneurs, performers, people who are on stage, speakers, or maybe you have a job where people have to see you every day. Maybe you need to add the expense of going to get your hair done every single week, or going to, do something physically for yourself where you look better on higher levels so that your performance, your speech, what you're delivering is crisp, is sharp, it's polished, right? So there may be some things that you do need to add into your life, okay? So expenses to add. Also in there, it's people and places to sow into. Make a list of the people and places that you want to sow into. And here's a great way to start getting the discipline to start sowing money and giving money. Make a list. I want to sow into my neighbor. I want to sow into my little sister's dream and give her $1,000 to help her write her book. I want to give, I want to be able to tithe $1,000 on September 1st. I want to be able, wherever and whoever you want to give money to, and put that little list by your door so you see it every day to remind you, give today, right? So make a list, and this also helps so you're not kind of out like, I don't know who to give to. I don't know where to give my money to, right? You already have the list done and made, and you've already chosen who you want to sow into. So people and places to sow into. The next thing here is classes, conferences, personal investments, education, or tools for my dreams. Let me tell you this, guys. Those of you who are dreamers, visionaries, entrepreneurs, you believe you have a purpose for your life, you believe you have a greater calling on your life, you know that there is something big for you to do in this life. You have to invest in yourself. If you are not going to at least 2 conferences or taking 2 different classes or spending some sort of money at least twice a year on your personal development and growth, let me tell you, it's going to be difficult for you to get to a higher level. It's going to be difficult for you to reach those goals that you have set for yourself. You must invest in yourself. And when I say go to conferences, I don't mean go to the Divas Rock, go to the how to be a boss lady chick, how to be a blah, blah, blah type of conference, right? Anybody can put on a conference. You want to go to conferences that will enrich your life. Conferences that are taught by well-known either life coaches or speakers or well-known personal development courses. There's a wonderful course that I absolutely love. It's called Landmark Education. Landmark Education, they have it in many different cities. And Landmark Education teaches you how to think and operate on a different level and how to clear your past and create a new story for your life. Famous training course, and it's taught all over the world, right? But it's not advertised or plastered on billboards, but it is a core personal development course that I believe everybody should take at one point in their life. And I'm actually developing a course so that I can teach that type of education to you, because I think that type of education is so important. So if you don't want to go to Landmark, you can wait for my course. It's coming out in a few months. But you want to have something that you're doing at least twice a year. Tony Robbins, I absolutely love Tony Robbins. One of the most, actually the most brilliant to me, speakers and personal development coaches in the world, aside from David E. Monique, who I think is the number one personal development trainer and coach in the world. Going to Tony Robbins' event, when I first went to Unleash the Power Within, it completely changed my life. It completely changed my life. And so what I'm sharing with you here is that you want to invest in going to courses and into classes and, really developing your mind. And yes, it costs money. It costs money. I think it's so interesting sometimes when I'll do a class like the Mindset Makeover. My Mindset Makeover course, one of the most powerful courses that I had ever taught. God showed up and showed out in that course, right? But people, they'll click, they'll hit like, they'll go, woo, rah, Chanel, I'm motivated, I'm inspired, until it's time to buy a course, until it's time to invest some money, and then they stray away. But yet, they're spending money on shoes, on clothes, on this, on that, and all these other things, when you can't spend $97 or $197 or $500 or $1,000 on your mind, right? So you want to develop the mindset of, I am going to invest in my mind. I'm taking courses. Everybody say that to yourself. Type it. I take courses. I take classes. I am in school. I am a student of life. You should always be learning and growing. And I want you to think about this here really quickly before I move on to the next thing here, is if you stop learning and growing, right? Let's say, for example, you got to the level of you graduated from high school, or you graduated from college with your bachelor's degree, okay? That moment that you stop going to school and you start living life, that means you haven't intentionally learned any book knowledge or education since that point or that time, right? And so therefore, whatever it is that you know at that point, that's what you're going to do for the rest of your life. You can only do what you know. So if you don't know anything new, you will always only do what you know. And so it's important for you to constantly be learning. Constantly be learning. I am a student of life. I invest in my education, my knowledge, my body, my spirit, and myself, because I am the most important vessel in my life. Right? So I just want to really stress that to you guys, that you have to start sowing into yourself and taking courses and classes. And I hear people say a lot of times, I'm grown. Actually, no, I'm not grown. I'm growing. I'm not a grown woman. I'm a growing woman. And I choose to sow into myself so that I can flourish and grow into the most divine woman that God wants me to be. All right, so invest in yourself. Also, here in your journal, it says the material and fun things that I want to buy for myself. Now, I'm going to share this with you. You have to stretch your imagination. You must stretch your imagination when it comes to the things that you want. A lot of people only want kind of like little teeny tiny things, right? I remember when I was over in Dubai, I had a girlfriend of mine who messaged me, and I said, hey, you want me to bring you something back? And she said, oh, just bring me back a t-shirt. That's all you want is just a t-shirt? I'm in Dubai. You want a t-shirt? Okay. So I brought her back a t-shirt. But had she said, bring me back, one of those beautiful, sculptures, or bring me back some beautiful scarves and fabric over there from Dubai, right? I would have went and bought her some beautiful scarves or fabric, right? You get in life what you ask for. And a lot of people don't ask for anything. They don't ask for anything big. They want the regular little car. I want the regular car. Give me the regular size. Give me the small fry. Give me the thing on sale. I'll just take a little bit. No, I don't want a little bit. I want it all. I'm coming for all my stuff. Give me all my stuff. When I go in a restaurant, I don't want to order the small mini size. I want it all. I want 2 entrees. Give me the large, right? When you walk into a store, I don't want to see the sale rack. I want the best. When you settle for less, you get less. When you settle for less, you get less. So it's time to stop asking for less and settling for the crumbs of life. Life is going to give you exactly what you ask for. Life is going to pay you exactly what you demand of it. And so it's time for you to start demanding more. And as you demand more, naturally you will give more if you are applying these principles that we are learning. But it is time for you to really start dreaming beyond your limitations. It's okay to dream. It's okay to say, I want a Bentley. I want a Maserati. I want a Mercedes Benz. I want the brand new BMW, even if you're taking the bus right now. It's nothing wrong with saying that I want a brand new amazing pair of shoes. I want to live in a beautiful home. I want to have these material things. And I think so often we look down upon people who want material things and we say, that's being materialistic. No, it's not being materialistic. What it is you are demanding a reward for the service that you are giving to the world. What you are saying is, I know that I deserve it because I'm choosing to live on this level, because I'm choosing to give on this level. Now, being materialistic is very different. If you're saying, I want to buy this, and I want to buy that, and I want a Gucci bag, and I want Louboutin shoes, and I want to live in a fabulous house, and I want gifts to be given to me, and I just want. I want everything because I just want it. But yet, you work at the mall or Walmart, or you work at a 9-to-5 job and you're barely giving your all. You hate your job. You're always complaining. You're not nice. You have a terrible attitude. You don't give anything to anybody. You don't help anybody. You just kind of live in your own little bubble, but yet you expect the world. That is being materialistic. But I'm here to tell you, if I just broadcasted to however many people are watching right now. Yesterday there were 14,000 views, 20,000 views the other day, but we broadcasted. That means I just talked to 20,000 people. I want a pair of really nice shoes from this, excuse me, and I should feel good to be able to go to the mall and buy that for myself, right? So it's sort of this sense of expectancy and entitlement that the more that I give, the more that I will have. And that is what it means. To whom much is given, much is required. So if you want a lot, right, then yes, a lot is going to be required of you, and there's nothing wrong with wanting those material things. You have to feel good about yourself. You have to look good. You have to be in a good, joyful place in order for you to be of service to the world. And now, again, I'm not saying that you have to go buy a whole bunch of expensive stuff. Maybe you do want the simple things in life. I know that some people are minimalists. They like simple things. They like little things. And that's fine. But I'm just here to tell you that whatever it is that you ask for in life, you are going to get. So don't live small. And don't live, from a little bitty tiny bubble and think that this is all that you can have when you know that you want more, when you know that you deserve more, when you know that you can have more and you desire to experience more, but you think that it's good to just live and play small. No more playing small. Who wants to play small? Right? Think about it. If you were watching your favorite NBA team or watching the Super Bowl or whatever, and your team was like, we're just going to play small, see if we can shoot the hoop. Oop, missed it. Nope, not meant for us to make the basket. I don't think so. You want them to play big, go hard or go home, right? You want them to win it all, win the championship. Well, that's how you should feel about your life. I am coming for all my stuff. I want you to say that to yourself and write that in the chat room. Put it on your wall everywhere. I am coming for all my stuff. I deserve what I desire, and I know that it is coming to me by divine right. God is an infinite God. God is a prosperous God. God has a wealth of everything that I have access to because I am a child of God. And so therefore I am deciding to live and to serve and to be the person that God designed me to be. I deserve it. It is my birthright. It is my birthright. And so I want you guys to just really, really get that you deserve to live on a higher level, but nobody is going to make that choice or that decision but you. I can't do it for you. I can sit here and I can preach until the computer screen pops off, and I can tell you all night, you're worthy, you're worthy, you're worthy. I believe in you, I believe in you, I believe in you. You can do it, you can do it, you can do it. But if you don't believe it, and then if you don't take action towards you getting the things that you deserve and desire, then it will never come to you. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to fix your credit. Nobody is coming to pay off your debt. Nobody is coming to give you a raise. Nobody is coming to move you from that house into the house that you dream of. Nobody is coming to move you to the city that you dream of. Nobody's starting your ministry for you. Nobody's starting your organization. Nobody's going to write your book. Nobody's going to start your business. Nobody's just going to decide to walk into your store one day. You have to be the person to make it happen. You have to be the person to step up and say, I'm worth this, I'm worthy of this, and so therefore I am going to do this with belief and conviction and fearlessness, knowing that it is already done. Done in your mind, done in your imagination, and done by the power of God. All God is waiting for is you. All God is waiting for is you. Your dreams are waiting for you. Your goals are waiting for you. Your wealth is waiting for you. Your money is waiting for you. Your love, it's waiting for you. So I'm sharing this with you guys to just wake you up and to realize that you are the sole creator of your own life through the power of your spoken word, through your mindset, through your daily habits, and your daily actions. If you can get that, if you can just get that, then you can live whatever life that you desire or dream to live. All right. So again, today is all about elevating. And so on today's worksheet inside of the journal, what I want you guys to do today is list out what it is that you currently have. So let's talk about value here just for a second. Okay. What value means is, what is something actually worth? What is the value of what something can do, right? And so what makes up what something can do is what it contains, right? The abilities that it has, right? And so when you think about yourself, you have to think, if I want to earn more money in my life, then I have to do more than I'm doing right now. And if you're giving your all and that's all that you have, then that means that you have to acquire something new, right? And so what I want all of you to do tonight, no matter if you have a PhD, an MBA, a no degree, no nothing, right? A high school diploma, a GED, all right? A life skills degree, whatever level of education that you have as you're watching me here. I want you to make a decision today to increase your education, to increase your knowledge, to increase your skills. So for example, if you are a nurse, go back to school to get that next certification. If you're a life coach, go get another certification or take a course on speaking. If you're a life coach, take a course on group coaching, right? Or something that adds to what it is that you already do. If you have your degree, then find some sort of course or something that you can add to your life. And I'm not telling you guys to go back to school, go back to college, go take out loans, go get in debt, and go do another 5, 10, 20 years in school, right? I'm a little anti I don't want to say anti-college, but anti-institution. So I'm not saying that you need to go back to school, but what I'm saying is that you want to increase your current skills, knowledge, experience, education, and what it is that you are contributing to the world. So I want you to think about that. Maybe it's getting licensed as a massage therapist. Maybe it's learning how to become an esthetician and getting that license. If you're a hairstylist, go back to school to learn the newest techniques. If you're a makeup artist, take a course to learn the newest techniques, or take a business class to learn how to package your products and services. But do something that is going to advance and add to your life. Okay? Then I want you to write out what new skill or training, and this is kind of the same thing, or specialty am I going to add to my life. Now, when we talk about skills, all right, skills are something that can be sharpened. So let's say, for example, you have the skill of, we'll just use playing basketball for an example. That's a talent and it's also a skill, right? Well, what you want to do is you want to start practicing even more daily before you go to the NBA, before you get that basketball contract. Right? Let's say you're a singer. Before you get that music deal, before your album drops, before your dreams come true, start taking vocal lessons, right? If you are an entrepreneur, right? Before business takes off, before you make your first $1 million, go take a business course, okay? So I want you guys to increase your skills, your trainings, make a decision on what it is that you are going to do tonight, all right? The next thing that I want you to think about is, what is your time valued at? This is really important here. People do not understand the value of their time. Your time is money. And what I mean by that is, what I can do with my time can make money. And so therefore, if you're wasting my time, you're taking my money, right? And I actually truly feel that way. If you come and you waste my time, I will send you a bill. You owe me money if you come and you waste my time. My time is one of the most valuable, aside from my physical body and my mind and my spirit, my time is the most valuable asset that I have. So I don't have time to waste. I don't have time to play with you. You shouldn't have time to play with me and waste your own time, right? And a lot of people waste their time. They waste their time. And then I hear people say, I'm so busy. I have 3 kids. I have a husband. Chanel, you just don't understand. You don't have any kids yet. It's easy for you to say, Chanel, you're an entrepreneur. Okay, no, I'm sorry. You have the same amount of time that anybody else who's successful. And I know many successful mothers, many successful wives, many successful families who have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kids, or whatever the case might be, but they are thriving. They are working because of what they choose to do with their time. You have time, you just Facebooked it away. You have time, you Instagrammed it away. You have time, you reality TV'd it away. You have time, you gossiped it away. You have time, you daydreamed it away. You have time, you've been wasting it, right? So it's what you do with your time that is so important. And for me, I look at my life today and I'm so incredibly grateful. But I look at my life today and I realize, I sacrificed a lot in my 20s. I sacrificed a lot when I was younger. I didn't go out. I wasn't partying. I didn't take trips. I didn't go out to the mall and blow money. I didn't do the regular things that most people do. People are talking about certain TV shows. I didn't even know what Basketball Wives was. I didn't know what in the world was going on in the world because I was so committed to my dreams, so committed to my business, so committed to my life and my own personal development. I didn't know. And so all of that time that I spent working on me accumulated has allowed me to manifest the life that I have today. And it's such an incredible blessing. And so I'm sharing this with you so that you can realize that your time is valuable. Stop wasting it. And so what I want you to do is to make a decision on what is your time valued at. Okay, and so the way you think about that is how much money do I deserve and desire to earn per hour? Okay, and that's going to be dependent upon what it is that you do. If you have a 9 to 5, if you have a special skill, if you have a degree, if you have a company, it depends on what it is that you do. So maybe you say, my services are worth $25 an hour. That's what my services are worth, right? You don't compromise that price for anybody. Entrepreneurs, business owners, and even people who work 9 to 5s. And make an hourly salary or wage. Listen to me very carefully. Look at me. Look at me. Are you looking? Are you listening? Are you watching? Do not lower your prices for anybody. If they cannot afford your product or your service or your time, it is not for them. Do not lower your standards. Do not lower yourself. Don't bring yourself down to meet someone who's living small. You bring yourself up, and what you do is you demand that they come to your level, or you go and you look for somebody else. And that is where self-worth, that is also where faith, and that is also where confidence comes in, and really believing in who you are and what it is that you offer to the world. Okay? So understanding your value. What is your time valued at? Another way to look at this is to ask yourself, what can I do within an hour? So let's say, for example, I do a live broadcast. I teach a class, and this is just an example for math's sake, for numbers' sake, okay? I teach a class. There's 1,000 people watching. 1,000 people pay me $100. That's $100,000, right? I teach the class. It takes me 1 hour to teach the class. That means that I can earn $100,000 per hour. That's my value. That's my worth. Now, if a company comes along and says, Chanel, we'd like you to come and speak to our company, I can't charge any less than $100,000 for an hour. Why? Because I'm valued at $100,000 an hour over here, so I can't devalue myself over here in this arena. Does that make sense? So you want to really think about that for yourself. What is my time valued at? And then lastly, what I want you guys to do is to look at the revenue streams that you currently have, and it's time to open up some new channels of revenue. It's time to increase your streams of cash flow. So you should have multiple streams of cash flow coming into your life. If you only have one stream of cash flow coming into your life, that is a problem. So all of you who have jobs, doesn't matter if you have a good job, a bad job, you make a little money or a lot of money, you're a CEO or you work at Walmart. Doesn't matter. There's nothing wrong with having a job. Jobs are wonderful. Jobs are great. If you have one, keep it, right? But there's something wrong with only having a job. You should have other streams of income coming in. At no point in your life should you be stuck with the only money that you have coming from your job. That's prison, right? You should have the ability to say, hey, this week I want to earn more, so I can go do this. I can work my Mary Kay business. I can work my network marketing business. I can go bake cookies. I can go teach a life coaching class. I can go put on an event. I can go get more massage clients. I can bring more people into my organization, right? There should be no cap somewhere in your life where income can come in, all right? So that is what I want you guys to do. And then I want you to set some financial goals here for yourself. All right, short-term goals and long-term goals. Really think about what it is that you want to earn for yourself monthly, or weekly, monthly, and then annually, and set those goals for yourself there in the journal. All right, now I'm going to pause here for a second really quickly, guys, because I have some more information that I want to share with you, but we're almost at our time. We're at 8:58, and I have to just bring more time here on our broadcast so that we don't get cut off. So sit tight, don't go anywhere. Hold on one quick second. All right. I just love technology. And while I'm doing this, you guys should be reviewing your notes. All right, so I just looked at this. There's one thing that we missed out on yesterday that I wanted to share with you guys in your What to Do with a Dollar training. On the very first page there in your journal, where it says what to do with a dollar, it says list and automate your bills. This is so important, guys. Automating your bills is so important. And let me tell you why. Not only because you want to make sure that they're paid on time, but when you automate your bills and you do paperless billing and you stop that paper bill from coming in the mail, you stop that cycle of bills always coming to you. Even though they're still there, right? Remember, we want checks coming in the mail, right? We want these checks that are coming in the mail, right? Not bills. So you want to cut off those bills, and then you want to automate your bills. So we have a little thing here in the journal where you can write out what your bill is and then check if you have it automated. So that's going to be your homework assignment for tonight, is for you guys to set everything on automation. And I'm going to put you guys on a brief pause here, and all right, there we go, multitasking. This is so cool. All right, so money elevation, what to do with a dollar. All right, I think we have all of our lessons here. Let's see if there's something else that I wanted to cover here for you guys. Oh, all right, here we go. So what I want to share with you guys next, I'm super excited. So you guys know that your homework assignment every single day for the Miracle Money, for Miracle Week, has been to post your notes. Post your notes on my Instagram, post your notes on my Facebook, and check in with me twice a day. And I intentionally set the homework assignments, and I intentionally set the things that you're supposed to be doing every day, like drinking your lemon water, keeping your house clean, no television, no radio, right? Spending some time in meditation, not spending any money. Remember, during this Miracle Week, you shouldn't be spending any money. If you did that, then some of you have done what's called a financial fast. And fasting is a very, very powerful way to increase your energy and your ability to manifest, okay? But I set those assignments for you guys on purpose because I wanted to see who would be coachable enough and actually listen. Being coachable is a huge part to your personal development. And a lot of people do not have the discipline to be coachable, to take the advice or the instruction or the path or the way that has been laid out before them for them to achieve a particular goal. And the things that I share with you guys that I ask you to do, I don't just ask you to do it for fun and for kicks and giggles. There is literally a system and a strategy to actually physically manifesting things in your life. There are physical things that you have to do. And I hear so many people say, I want this so bad. I want to change this so bad. I want to reach my goals so bad. I want to achieve my dreams so bad. But the plans have been laid out. The instructions have been laid out. They know the success principles. It's all right there, but they don't do the work. You ask them, have you been doing the work? And they say, no, I really haven't been doing the work, right? Well, the work works. When you do the work, it works and you get a reward. And so for those of you who have been trying to manifest and trying to change and trying to earn more money and trying to elevate your income or trying to change your body or your relationship or your life, and it's just not working, then that means that there's some work that you are not doing. You're not being coachable, especially if you've been taking courses, taking classes, reading books, and you have not applied the knowledge and information. Perfect example is the book Think and Grow Rich that we all read in the beginning part of Miracle Month. I heard so many people say, oh, I already have that book. I have Think and Grow Rich. I have that book. Well, if you have Think and Grow Rich and you're not rich, then that's a problem. That means that you read the book, but you didn't apply anything that you learned in the book. You weren't coachable, right? And you did not take the principles and put them into action. That is the fastest way to failure, right? To not put anything into action. And so what I would like to do tonight, I'm super excited about this. I've been looking through all the comments, looking through all the notes, and I've been paying attention to who has actually been doing their assignments. And there's probably a good 100 people out of almost the 15,000 people who have been watching Miracle Week and watching the recordings, about 100 people who've actually been coming and posting and making their comments and sharing their notes and sharing their feedback and doing what I've been asking them to do and checking in with me twice a day. And out of those handful of people, there is one person. There is one person, and you guys can go back and look back and check for yourself. There is one person who was coachable and did all of the work. And I don't know his full name, but his name on Instagram is Kevin on Purpose. Mr. Kevin on Purpose, if you are watching this live right now, and I know that you probably are, then my dear friend, I am gifting you with $1,000. You are being chosen to receive $1,000 personally from myself, that we will mail you a cashier's check for $1,000 as a seed into your dreams, as a seed into your life, and as a seed and a gift just for you simply being coachable. I'm here to tell you guys the reward for following instruction is priceless. Follow the instructions that are given to you when someone is trying to help you and lead you to success. So, Mr. Kevin on Purpose, if you can please DM me on Instagram, and we are also going to reach out to you as well and look you up in our database here and get in contact with you to let you know the next steps of what you need to do to receive your gift from me. All right, so I'm super, super, super excited about that, and I really pray and hope that that seed multiplies and flourishes in your life, and you continue to follow on the path that you are on, because you are an extraordinary man. All right, so with that said, everybody, we're going to go ahead and wrap up tonight, and I am really excited to share with you guys something that I have been kind of holding on for a long time, and I think that it is really a really great time to share this with you guys here now, because I know that there are so many people who are working on their credit, working on their finances, trying to clean up the past, trying to get things in order in their financial house. And so a couple of years ago, I did a class called Credit Repair. All right, you guys know my story. I've tried to do everything. I've tried to start every single business under the sun. And many years ago, I had a business called Cooper Credit Consulting, and I did credit repair. And so I know the ins and out of credit and how to, boost your score, do things with your credit, get things knocked off your credit, pay down your debt, all that stuff, alongside the spiritual side of it, of manifesting and elevating and getting your mindset to the place where you are not attracting more debt and getting yourself back into more debt. And so I taught a class called Credit Repair. And I haven't resold this class. I haven't put it out there, but it's a very, very informational and powerful course, and I want to offer this course to you guys who are watching, who want to really get in there and really start working and putting some of these things that you just learned into action. And so those of you who are watching, listen to me very, very, very carefully. I have two really special offers for you guys, okay? And the offer is limited. It's only going to be available tonight and possibly tomorrow, depending on what I decide, and it is only available for 300 people. Now, There's, I don't know, several people, lots of people that are watching right now on Facebook Live and over on Ustream. And once this video is over, there's going to be thousands of people watching the replays, okay? So this is only available for the first 300 people. After the 300 is sold out, it's gone. Goodbye, all right? So what I am offering you guys is that credit repair class that if you watch that class, that particular class, it will change the game for you financially. It will change the game for you as far as your credit history, your credit score. It's a very, very, very powerful class. And that course comes along with 2 bonus money videos and my surrender session, my meditation surrender sessions to help you get your mind right, and get that meditation time in and surrender your finances and surrender your income and surrender your burden, surrender your debt, surrender those things that you need to release to God so that you can be free to move to the next level. Remember, there are 2 parts of work here. There is the work that needs to take place in the supernatural, meaning in the spirit, and then there's also the work that needs to take place in the physical. And so those people who just think you can go out there and do the physical and clean up your credit and get another job and open up your business and go work and hustle and get rich, you're sadly mistaken. There's work that you must do over in the spiritual realm, in the supernatural realm. There's some work that you and God need to do together internally, in stillness, in silence, and in solitude, so that you can then manifest those things into the physical world. What I want you guys to realize is that nothing in the physical world was created without first being created in the spirit. And that's even bad things. Everything, every situation, every problem, every physical thing, material thing, everything was first created in the mind and in the spirit. And then it manifests itself outwardly, and then it becomes tangible in the physical world. And so those of you who are looking to elevate your finances and get to another level, financially, you have to first create that for yourself in the spirit. And so the first offer that I have for you guys, it's only $97. All right, it's $97, and it is worth about $5.97, everything that you get. And so you get the credit repair video plus 2 other money bonus videos, and then you also get the surrender sessions, and you get that for $97. Okay, so for the price of a pedicure and a manicure and a night out having a glass of wine, you can get the information that you need to really change the game when it comes to your credit. Now, those of you who have been watching and you're saying, I want to take this entire manifesting thing to another level, Chanel. I want to learn the ins and outs of manifesting miracles. I want to get in there. I want to learn the lingo, the mindset, the actions, what I have to do, and I want to immerse my mind with this information so that I can do the work, so that I can get some results. Then this one is for you. Now, I know a lot of you guys are wondering, why is this called Miracle Week 3? Because we have a lot of new people. Well, a couple of years ago, I taught Miracle Week 1 and Miracle Week 2, which was, all I can tell you is Miracle Week, started doing Miracle Week 2 is when my life just skyrocketed to an entirely new level based upon the things that I was teaching. Miracle Week 1 and 2, I teach divine flow, how to operate in divine flow, understanding the power of your word, understanding your mind, your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, your conscious, your actions, vibrational energy, understanding your emotional energy and your emotional frequency, your family, how to deal with negative energy. I mean, I literally go in Miracle Week 1 and 2. And so the second package that I have for you guys is, it's $197, and you get Miracle Week 1 and 2, the audios. All right, I know a lot of you, if you've been following me for a long time, you already have it, and that's fine. So get the package number 1. But if you don't have these, you need to get it. All right, because Miracle Week 1 itself is $197 and Miracle Week 2 is $197, but you get both the audios plus the credit repair class plus the surrender sessions plus those two money bonuses, and then you also get included, and this goes for the $97 as well, you also get included in a free bonus Q&A that myself and David will be doing this upcoming week. So if you want some more one-on-one time, more coaching, more personal coaching with me and with David around your money and your finances, then you want to get one of these 2 packages and be one of the first 300 people to actually get this. All right, now the packages are going to be available. They're probably available right now on the Facebook page, but if not, once we're done, we're going to refresh, get those up there, and then once we hit the 300 mark, then the audios, the videos, everything will be delivered out. So be patient. Usually there's a rush to the shopping cart. Okay, this takes a little bit of time. So you want to secure your space if this is something that you want to invest in for yourself. And remember what I just said. You want to invest in yourself. And yes, I sell stuff. And I'm going to share this with you guys, those of you entrepreneurs who are shy and timid about selling your products and your services. If you know that you have something of value to offer the world that can change somebody's life, then you have a responsibility to sell it. You do not need to feel bad about selling it. You do not need to be timid or shy or scared to sell it. If you know that it can change somebody's life, you're doing yourself and your customers and the world and God a disservice if you keep your value to yourself. And so I'm not keeping my value to myself. I've watched the class, okay, and I know that it will change your financial game. And so I'm going to repeat this again one more time. Package number 1, and they're called the Miracle Money packages. Package number 1 is $97. You get the credit repair class, 2 money bonus audios, as well as the surrender sessions, which are 5 one-hour meditation sessions. Super powerful. All I can say is lives were changed during those surrender sessions. Okay, and then the other package is Miracle Week 1 and 2. And Miracle Week is 5, just like this entire week, 5 one-hour audios. Okay, so you're literally getting 10 hours of audio, plus the 1-hour credit repair class, plus the 5 hours of meditation, plus 2 additional hours of the money courses. So that's, I don't know how many hours, but it's a lot of hours for you to immerse yourself in this information that is really going to help you change your financial game. And again, the first 300 people, once we sell out, I'm not opening it up anymore. And I'll tell you why soon. All right? I'm changing my own game. I'm elevating my own life. I'm elevating my own business, and you're going to see a whole lot of changes with the Chanel Cooper Sykes brand, and I'm super excited about it. So take advantage of this now, because I guarantee you won't see it again, because my prices are going up. My prices are going up. My value is going up. My service is going up. My business is going up. Everything that I do and contribute to the world is about to be on a bigger level. And so therefore, if I'm expanding, then you need to expand. All right? So let's all elevate and grow together. And I just want to say thank you so much to each and every one of you for taking this past week to spend with me. It's been incredible. And I say this truly and honestly from my heart, that I know that I'm here teaching and giving something to you, but you guys give me more energy and more love than you can possibly know. This is my passion. I absolutely love this. I can sit and broadcast live and teach until the wheels fall off of every car that I possibly could own, right? And so I just want to just say thank you to you guys for allowing me to live in my purpose and being a vessel for me to be able to live in my purpose. Because if it wasn't for you, I couldn't do this. If I didn't have hundreds of people watching, thousands of people watching, I'd be sitting here talking to a blank camera screen. And so I don't take your time lightly. I know that each and every one of you are either mothers, husbands, wives, your students, your sisters, your working jobs, you're going to school, you're living your life. You've got stuff to do in your life, right? But the mere fact that you sit and you watch me for, hour after hour after hour after hour after hour, and you stay engaged, it means the world to me. And I just want to say thank you. And y'all not gonna make me cry again. You're not gonna do it. Okay. So thank you so much for joining me. And Miracle Week actually is not over. I have some surprises and some bonuses, and you're gonna see a lot of me next week. So stay tuned, everybody. And last assignment, you need to go over to Facebook and Instagram and leave your notes tonight. You never know, I may give somebody else $1,000. So get it going. Get over there to Instagram and Facebook. Leave your notes. Leave your feedback. And I want to hear your testimonies. Your testimonies aren't just for me. Your testimonies actually help other people. Other people come to my page. Today I was looking at my analytics on Facebook. You may only see 14,000 people watching, or you may only see a certain amount of comments, but my page is reaching 2.7 million people right now. 2.7 million people have access to my Facebook page, and they come and they look and they click, but they don't say anything. They don't stay long. They're just coming to look and be nosy. But if they see something that's inspiring, see something that can change their life, hear something that they need to hear right in that exact moment, then my page has served its purpose. And the energy from my page just doesn't have to come from me. You can change somebody else's life too by leaving your testimony and sharing your story. Your story is one of the most powerful things that you have. All right? Your story is your glory. And so go ahead and share that on my Facebook and Instagram. All right? I love you guys. And look out for those links. They'll be posted on Facebook and on Instagram in just a couple of moments. Go ahead and get your miracle bundles. And I will see you guys really soon. Have a fantastic night, everybody. Good night.